man that can't be beat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Jackson A crashing that crease. When he's on the ice, it's a red light feast. Orson's up high, ripping the point shot. Richards in front, tipping from the slot. The ice shakes, get out of your seat. Tyler weaving through the zone, what a feat. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Port Moody trembles with fear, Richmond hides when the Colts are near. Abbotsford turns and runs away, afraid what will happen if they stay. The Colts battle hard to defend their space as Mitchell tries to block a shot with his face. They're the pride of Cloverdale, the Colts in blue, skating fast, hitting hard, breaking through. Battles in the corner, busting across the line, picking top corners, making saves so fine. Making saves so fine.
We are back for day 2 of the Cactus Cup Tournament down in Arizona. The Colts have collected themselves at the arena for 2 games today. You see them gathering out front in their Hawaiian shirts. They prepare for the first game of the day against the West Dundee Leaf Prospects. That's a team from outside of Chicago in Illinois. So 2 days in a row that they will have played a team from Illinois here at this tournament. They won that first game, and the lineup will remain the same with one small change. The starting goaltender will be different in this game. Logan getting the start, Sahaj as the backup on the bench. And with that, let's head to the first period highlights. We start this one off with the Colts on the attack. The puck's going to get rung around the wall out here eventually on Bryson Sticky. Throws it towards the net. A nice tip there by Mitchell in front. Puck was going up on the glove hand side, but it's off the goaltender's shoulder. Colts remain on the attack. Jackson Davis is going to put this puck down low for Jackson Mum. Go to the front of the net looking for a give and go play, and he can't get there because he gets tripped up by the Leafs prospects player out high. And so that's going to send the Colts to an early power play in this game. And the power play is set up in the offensive zone. There's Nathan, tries to get that shot through, easily blocked, and then that's a bad clearing attempt by the prospects. Nathan knocks it down, finds Arjun on the far side, all alone, takes a shot, rebounds there, but the players are off to the side of the net and not in front to find that and put it home. Power play continues. Nathan puts this puck across, this time to Mitchell. He moves to the middle, gets the wrist shot off, rebounds there, and then the following up in the play is Leo, and the goalie comes across and reads that well and makes a nice save. Here are the Leafs trying to attempt a stretch pass. It doesn't connect. Linden takes the puck behind the net, but watch Orson. He's tangled up with that player, bumping back and forth with him. Then he kind of goes back at him, gets the stick in between the legs, potentially making contact with a sensitive area. And the referee is going to call that a slashing penalty. I believe he had the option to also maybe call that one a spear, but it's ultimately going to be 2 minutes for the Colts, and now they're going to have to kill a penalty of their own. And a good way to kill a penalty is in the other team's zone rather than your own. So here's Mitchell, like a dog on a bone, chasing that puck deep into the corner. He's going to give all kinds of trouble to those 2 defenders there, kill a bunch of time off the clock. Probably should have been a tripping penalty there before the Leafs break it out, but they do get away with that. And with the penalty successfully killed, Leo's just going to blast right through the middle of 3 Leafs players and take it right in on net, but the goalie stays with him, makes the save. And we're going to see our first action deep in the Cloverdale zone. This puck is eventually going to end up with this player who's all alone, and he's going high blocker. And I believe that grazes off Logan's arm up over the net. A grade A scoring chance there for the Leafs. They can't capitalize. Now they're back in their own zone, and as they're trying to get this puck out, they're going to have Knox pinched down, and as he goes by that winger, you can see him dejectedly skating towards the penalty box. He knows that he got in there with a slash, and he's going to get 2 minutes for it. So another power play here for the Colts as the period is winding down. They're going to work this puck to the middle. Going to pass it over here to Jackson Mum, who puts it out front and comes back door to Jackson Davis, who throws that towards the net, but he just misses off the left post, and we go to the second period scoreless. And early in this period, Richard's going to pick up this loose puck in front of the net, then fire a nice pass up to Jackson Mum, send him in alone on the breakaway. But that Leafs prospect players does well to hustle back hard and force Jackson out to the outside where the shooting angle isn't as good, and the Leafs goalie takes care of the rest. There's another great chance right in front from Tyler, who gets a sweet backhand pass from Jackson Anderson, but he can't get it past the goaltender either. And the chances just keep on coming. Mac pushes that puck through on the draw on net. The rebound bounces just over Mitchell's stick. Even more forecheck pressure from the Colts. Libby's going to have the puck behind the net. He's going to be able to walk out with it, spin, and take the shot. But another save from the Leafs goalie. An excellent outing for him so far. Here's a quick break, 3-on-2 chance for the Colts developing. Richard going hard to the net. It's going to create space for this Jackson Mum pass to Jackson Davis. And he takes the shot, but the goalie read it well and came across and kicked it to the corner. Leafs at the other end, throwing that puck towards the net. Logan deflects it into the corner, and then Seth's going to pick it up, and he's just going to come out of that fog of players with some speed and race in on the right side, and a sweet pass over to Leo, and he tries to go high glove, and it looks like probably the goalie got a piece of that one and deflected it high. Next up, we see Tyler blasting down the left side. In behind the Leaf defense, takes a shot, but that's high over the net. Play is going to continue. Colts working along the wall, in behind the fans there. And then Jackson Anderson walks out with it, has a good chance on the blocker side, but that's saved. And then another chance there from Arjun, who throws that towards the net, and it's gloved and held by the goalie. So all three forwards getting excellent chances on that little shift. Here's Libby with a crushing blow on the Leaf defender, and the Leafs aren't going to take that very well because when the puck comes back to him along the wall, they're both going to look for revenge. There's one player, and then off screen, the defender who comes in is going to get contact high on Liam, and that's going to draw a penalty, a roughing call to that defender that came in as the second person on that hit. So another power play here for the Colts. First, we're going to see Seth walk out of the corner, beat the defender, and then just trickle that backhand shot wide on the left post. Colts maintain possession. Seth having it here, putting it down low to, I believe that would be Leo. Out front, mad scramble in front of the net, shoveling away at it. Puck's eventually going to get rimmed around here to Nathan, who reads it well, jumps in, keeps it in, and he's going to find Mitchell in front. That's off his foot. He throws it towards the net. It's deflected, and it looks like it's going to go in, but a great reaction save there from the Prospects goalie to keep this scoreless into the third. The onslaught of Colts chances continues here in the third period. This puck is going to get it off the goaltender to Libby on the far right side, who shovels it towards the net on the backhand and then wrestles a couple players in front looking for another backhand, but ultimately it stays out again. And now here's the Leafs at the other end trying to get the puck through. He gets behind the defender, swept on net, but a good save from Logan to keep it scoreless. And here's a puck dumped in by Nathan. It's rimming around behind the net. Defender goes to get it and just misses it. And now it's just sitting loose behind the net. Noah sweeps in and gets it, throws it up front to Seth, who bangs it home. And we've got the game's first goal with about 9 minutes left here in the third period. Seth buries that one on one-timer right in front all alone to turn this game 1-0. So a big goal there for the Colts after having many glorious scoring opportunities. They finally get on the board, and that'll help them breathe easy, as they were probably getting a little nervous as this game wore on despite badly outshooting the Leaf prospects so far. Down to about 7 minutes left in this game. Linden retrieving a puck in his own zone, loses control of it, and then he's in a battle with the Leafs player on the side of the net. Puck leaves that area, but the Leafs player is still intertwined with Linden, and he takes exception to that and has a cross-check into the back right in front of the referee. And that's going to be a cross-checking penalty that the Colts didn't need here late in the third period of a one-goal game. But they're going to go to work on the penalty kill. So this is going to have a nice kick save there by Logan, and then a great battle won by Nathan to win that loose puck and get it down the ice to kill more of the penalty. Power play continuing, and here's Bryson knocking a puck down in front of the net, taking it behind. Then his middle out pass to Nathan gets through his stick, and that's going to result in this rebound chance for the Leafs, and luckily for the Colts, that skips over the Leafs player's stick. Seth is the only player with some offense in this game, and there's a little bit of defense from him. A great back check and picking the pocket of the Leafs player. Then he's going to blast down the left side drive. Looks like he's going to drive the net, but instead it's a neat little back pass to Leo, and he has lots of space there, but he can't quite get it up high where the net was available. Now we have Bryson rimming it around to Libby behind the net, who throws it right out to Mitchell, who has a great look from there, but it's off the blocker's shoulder. And so we're running out of time in this game. The Leaf prospects are going to call a timeout and try to plan a way to tie this game up at 1. The Leafs are going to try to get the goaltender out there. You see him heading towards the bench, but then there's a turnover at center, so he changes his mind and he heads back in. And lucky for them, he does, because Seth is going to create this turnover that Leo's going to pick up, walk to the middle, take the shot from there, but it's in the breadbasket of the Leafs goalie. He gets one more save before he's going to eventually leave this game. Here you see him inching towards the bench. He's off now, and the Leafs have an extra attacker in, and one last rush up the ice, looking for something here. Wildly throwing that towards the net, but it goes wide into the corner, and the clock is going to run out. And the Colts are going to win the second game of this tournament. 1-0 nail-biter, not in the shots, but in the score, 1-0. Despite the Colts out-shooting the Leafs 42-15 in the game. So let's have a look at the stats of the game. Obviously not a lot to look at. Seth, the only goal scorer, with Nathan and Noah getting the assists. And like we said, a 15-save shutout from Logan. Colts now have about a 10-hour break between games, so that's unusually long for a tournament. So they'll have lots of time to refuel and rest, but hopefully that's not too much time as the body can stiffen up. But we'll see how that goes. Another game against a team from Arizona later in the day. So here we are back at the arena for round robin game number 3, the last round robin game for the Colts in the tournament. We're back on the rink with the poor viewing angle for our own camera, so we're going to use the live barn feed again for this game, as the Colts will be taking on a team from Arizona called Mission Red. The Colts have already qualified for the quarterfinals with their first 2 wins of the tournament, so this game here will just determine how high of a seed they get and what opponent they will get in the first round of the playoffs the following day. The lineup remains the same, of course, as the game earlier in the day, with the one exception that Sahaj is back in net and Logan will be backing up. So let's head to the first period. Colts are going to have a strong start to this one. Here's Jackson Mumm lugging the puck through the neutral zone. He's going to try to cut back to the middle, and as he does, the defender's stick is in his feet, sends him twirling towards the boards, and it's going to send that Mission player to the penalty box, as he's going to get a 2-minute for tripping penalty and give the Colts here a power play early in the game. Here the Colts are setting up in the offensive zone. Jackson Mumm throwing that to the middle to Bryson. Going to put that over to Jackson Davis, who's going to rip that on net. And the rebound comes up to Tyler, who gets a one-timer off, but it looks like maybe that went wide, maybe off the blocker, but either way, unsuccessful. Power play continues. Nathan's going to walk in with it, throw it towards the net, and another save from the goalie over to Mitchell, who's going to try to throw that back to Nathan, and it gets tipped there and through him, and it's a chance the other way. But look at this effort by Seth to come back and force that player to have to take a shot rather than walk all the way in. Colts entering the zone again. This puck back to Seth. He doesn't see anything there, so he button hooks with it. And he sees Linden coming late, puts a nice pass through to him. He's on the right side, but he's a little far out, and the goalie comes across, makes a save. Now here's Linden at the other end with his puck behind his own net. He's going to throw that hard up to Arjun, who has speed, and he's going to slip in behind the Mission players. The referee waves off the icing, so that keeps the play live. The puck's back out to Linden, throws it towards the net. It's off the goaltender, towards the corner. Jackson Anderson reverses it to Tyler, who just walks out, delays, and then rips it up over the glove of the Mission goaltender. A really nice goal there from coming out from behind the net. And the Colts have got themselves a lead in this game. Colts looking for more off the breakout of their own zone. That puck skips over the defender, and that's going to send Jackson Davis down the left side. He's got Jackson Mumm going hard to the net, so he slides it across, and it looks to be right on the tape, but somehow it skips its way through harmlessly to the corner. Here's Jackson Mumm again, picking up a loose puck in the neutral zone, and he's going to drive the net hard through the defender, cut in front with it, gets a little shot there. The goalie lunges out, and as he lunges out to take the puck away, he pushes the net off, so that's going to kill that play. Here's Max swooping behind his own net, picking up the puck with speed. He's just going to blast the neutral zone around the defender. He has Libby up high. He comes in, but he elects to shoot. He must not have saw that Libby was wide open high there, so he took the shot from the bad angle. Play continues. Puck coming out front. Knox throws it through. Rebounds there. And Mac with the shot, but it's off the legs in front to the corner. You see the defender huddled over there a little bit from blocking that shot. Here's Mission now, chipping a puck past pinching Orson for a 2-on-1. That's a shot and a rebound into a player who's had all the net in the world there, but he shovels that just wide. Mission here now with a very ill-advised clearing attempt up the middle that Noah knocks down. Leo picks it up, throws the puck on net, and right there for the rebound, Seth stabs it home, although others knew it was in before he did, but it's in regardless. And the Colts do well to turn that turnover into a 2-goal lead. The Colts do try to get that one back with a giveaway of their own. There's a pass across the middle from Mitchell that gets read well by the Mission player, and he takes it in down low. And while he's battling down there, here comes Mac with a giant hit, and that player does well to stay on his feet. And now he's fired up. He goes in, and he lays Libby out, and the puck's going to come back along the wall. Mac tries again, throwing him into the wall. So some tough physical play here at the end of the period. Bodies are going to go flying. Mac sending that player down to the ice. And as he does, the referee is going to come in and assess just one penalty, that being to Mac. So he heads to the box for roughing, and the Colts head to the penalty kill with the period winding down. But on this penalty kill, this puck's just going to go in deep, and as the defender goes to get it, Jackson Davis is going to make him regret it, running him into the wall and wiping him out. And you see that's going to kill off the rest of this period. So we go to the second. Colts still up 2-0. And you're going to see Mac, who's now out of the penalty box, pick that loose puck out of the scrum, walk towards the middle of the ice, and get a good shot up high, but it's off the arm and out of play. Here's a strange play as the Mission defender goes to pick it up, and his stick gets caught in the doors there and ripped out of his hand, and that creates a chance for the Colts, but they can't capitalize. A little later, we're going to see Linden retrieving a puck in his own zone. That forechecker is coming hard, so Linden has to go back forward. He braces himself before the boards, and a pretty innocent little shove into the wall, but that's going to result in a shoulder injury for Linden that will later take him out of this game. Now we see Nathan in a battle for the puck. Good battle, hard there, and as he's coming back, he's near that player, and that is just a terrible dive, and you see the referee start to call it and realize, I can't call that, and he puts his arm back down again. The hatred level between these two teams continues to rise. Here's Tyler putting the puck through. The rebound is there, so Arjun's reaching for it. The defender doesn't like it, starts giving him some shoves, pushing him out of the way, so there's going to continue to be little scrums after most whistles here. This is going to be kept in by Nathan nicely. He throws it towards the net. It gets batted down, and there's Jackson Anderson picking it up, but he can't shovel it past the goaltender. The spirited play is going to continue. There's a big battle behind the net. Jackson Anderson working well along the wall, frustrating the players. There's a shot from Tyler, and as Jackson comes out, he kind of sticks his stick towards the goaltender, and the Mission defenders take exception to that, and we're going to have ourselves another pushing match in front of the net that will eventually get sorted out. Here's Orson retreating to retrieve the puck, and a mishandled exchange here between him and Sahaj is going to result in Mission getting the puck behind the net and trying to be in a battle, and Mac's going to come in to help, and he's going to knock that player down from behind. The referee's standing right there, and he's going to deem that to be another roughing penalty for Mac, so he's back off to the box, and the Colts are back to the penalty kill. Mission looking to use this to get on the board in this game. They're going to move the puck out to this right side and then just throw it towards the net. There's a big rebound there. It looks like maybe Sahaj had it, but it's still loose. And there's a battle in front, and eventually the Colts are going to get it and fire it down the ice. So they kill that penalty off. Now here they are with an offensive zone face-off. And the puck eventually ends up here on Tyler's stick. Throws it out front. Both Arjun and Jackson Anderson trying to get through. And then Arjun just gets buried in front from behind. That's again going to draw a crowd. And we're going to see what the referee is going to decide out of all of that. You see the two refs come together to speak about it, and they are going to eventually decide that a cross-checking penalty should be awarded to the Mission player, and the Colts are on the power play. Colts looking to score before the period end. Nathan throws that towards the net, neatly tipped by Jackson. Then the puck comes up the wall, and let's listen in. That shot is a little bit after the buzzer had gone, and so the Mission player takes exception to that. A couple gloves to the head, but ultimately no penalties called. So we're through to the third period. Colts still up 2-0. Knox picking up this loose puck. He's going to go through the neutral zone. He's going to go down the left side, hold up a little bit, throw it over to Seth, who's all alone in front, pulls it to the backhand, had some net there, but the goaltender stuck his stick out and poked it off his stick just before he was about to take that backhand shot. Physical play is going to continue. Leo trying to drive in on the right side, and the defender steps up and puts him down with a nice hit. Puck is still deep, though. Colts, 2 players on it. They win it there, and they're trying to bring it around out front. Play is going to cycle down low again. Here comes Mitchell in hard on the right side. He's going to do well to keep that puck in as it hits him. And as he's going to go back behind the net and fight for it, eventually he's going to try to walk out front with it here, or go to the front to go play it. And as he does, that defender slashes the stick out of his hand. And so another penalty for the Mission Red team here, and another power play for the Colts. Initial face-off of the power play. Puck's going to end up at the point here. Nathan's going to have to retrieve it along the wall, and then he's going to try and slip down the wall, but that player reads it well and pins him off, and then Tyler reads it even better to come in and pick up that loose puck, and then the Reds just allow him to walk right down the middle, and he tries to go where all that space was on the blocker side, but it's over the net. The power play continues. Nathan retrieving it in his own zone. He's being hounded by the Mission player and then hauled down as they're tangled up. The camera's going to follow the puck and not the mess on the ice. So you see the one referee at the back watching it the whole way, or at least he was, until the referee at center decided to call something. We didn't see it all, but it's going to be Nathan for holding, and you can see he doesn't agree with it. He feels he was probably held there to start that whole thing off. But it is going to be 4-on-4 hockey. So here's a puck around behind the net. Arjun's going to see it. He's going to pick it up and skate around, and this Mission player sees him coming and tries to hit him, but that's like running into a fire hydrant, and the Mission player goes flying, and Sahaj covers up a loose puck. Here's Mitchell now, still 4-on-4, coming up the right side. He delays a bit, pulls it down. Has Orson with him, who goes behind the net. And then here comes the other defenseman, Linden, walking in. Mitchell gives it to him after Linden has returned to the game since being injured in the second period. He gets a good shot off there, but it's saved. Play continues down the other end. Linden hopping over his stick, and he's going to eventually head down low behind the goal line to go battle for the puck. There it is, and he's going to get it. And watch this player come in and hit him on that injured shoulder that he had earlier in the game. And he's going to take exception to that, and a big slash across the pants. And Linden's going to get a slashing penalty. And when he comes out of the box at the end of that, that will be the end of his tournament, as he will be unable to continue to do that injury. Luckily for him, it's not a penalty kill for them, though, because the other player also took a cross-checking penalty in that exchange. Mission is trying desperately to find a way onto the scoreboard here. They put this puck out to this point man, and it's partially blocked, and then Jackson Mumm flies the zone thinking there might be a breakaway opportunity, but instead it gets turned over and pushed down to the front of the net, and it's tipped home past Sahaj, and the Colts lead has been cut in half. It's 2-1. Colts look to restore the 2-goal lead, and it's going to be Arjun swooping through the middle, gloves that down, puts it down, walks in, and he takes a shot there. He had some space. He might have been able to move in, but he still gets a shot off, and it's saved by the goaltender. And here comes Nathan weaving his way through the neutral zone, and as he does, you can see Mitchell got his stick in on the offensive player that was coming in a forecheck, and so that's going to be an interference call. So this is Mission's opportunity to complete the comeback. Pass up the left side, and as it gets bumped back, Leo stumbles, and that allows this defender to just walk right down the middle, get the shot off up high, but it's gloved out of the air by Sahaj. Penalty kill continues. Colts still deep in their own zone. Wes is going to attempt to fire this down the ice, but instead he throws it right into his own bench, and it's off Tyler's helmet and out of the arena. Penalty successfully killed. The play is now deep in the Colts zone, and they're going to try to come out with it, and player's going to reach in and put a hook on the Colt player, and Jackson Mumm picks it up, goes down the ice, dangles a defenseman, cuts in front, tries to get a chance there. Richard comes in for the rebound, can't find it, but the Mission team eventually touches it, and they're going to go to the box. 2 minutes for hooking, setting the Colts up for a late period power play here, looking to restore their 2-goal lead. Here's the puck at the point. Nathan has it. He's going to walk in over to Tyler, who sweeps it on net, and then Richard has a glorious chance at the rebound that he misses on the forehand, but he has more than enough time to collect it on the backhand and put it home for an opportune power play goal and a 3-1 lead for the Colts. That's a big goal there for the Colts, giving a little bit of cushion room here in this game as it's a 2-goal lead late. Colts will be looking to capitalize on their speed to widen the gap even further as Mac's going to pick up this puck in his own zone. He's going to blast away, chip it past the defender, skate onto it, in alone, coming in on the left side. He cuts it the forehand, but it's off the goaltender into the corner, but a good attempt there by the Colts. Now they're working it down deep. Mac again going in to play it. And as he does, watch as he goes in behind the net, trying to throw it out front. Now he's alone behind the net with that player who appears to me to trip over the back of the net, but the referee is right there, and he's going to deem there was a slashing during that by Mac. So he's back off to the penalty box yet again, and the Colts are going to try and kill a late penalty here. And it's going to be Sahaj contributing to the penalty kill here, as this puck's going to go to this player coming in the corner. He walks in front and tries to sweep it through the 5-hole, but Sahaj has the bottom of the net covered. Mission continuing to work the power play. It's going to come out to the point man here. One times it towards the net. Kick save. Then the rebound's there. But Sahaj comes across and gets that as well. Power play still continuing. Puck thrown towards the net. But Sahaj blockers into the corner. And then Wes is going to end up losing his stick trying to check that puck there. And the puck's going to eventually end up in behind the net, and both Colts players go to play it, leaving the player all alone in front for a golden chance to get on the board, but Sahaj with another save. And that's going to draw a crowd in front again, like we've seen earlier. And then you see Nathan all tied up with a mission player. Luckily, that happened behind the referee's back, as that could have potentially been something as well. But here we see Sahaj's big save on that player left all alone in front. Gets the blocker, or maybe the right leg on it, but keeps it out. Mac is once again out of the penalty box, standing in front of the net, guarding the front of the cage, and now he's going to chase this puck into the corner. Big hit there to knock down that player, and another mission player comes in as well after him, and he's tied up with him. It's going to turn into a shoving match, and there's a punch to the head, and then Mac goes down after. We couldn't quite see on the camera what caused that, but Mac's going to get sent back to the box. 2 minutes for roughing. The mission player is going to get a high sticking, so that must have been what knocked Mac down, and as you can see, Mac's talking the whole way there. The referee making some indication, hasn't mentioned anything about any other penalties besides those two. And then eventually, though, he's going to come out and indicate that the Colts need to put another player in the box because Mac has received a 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So that is going to result in him being suspended from the quarterfinal game the following morning. You see the referee telling him he has the 10, and that includes the game misconduct. And so Mac is going to have to leave the penalty box and head to the locker room for the rest of this game. There's only 30 seconds left in this game here, but that penalty will carry over, like I said, preventing him from playing in the final, as this game is now over and is a 3-1 victory for the Colts. Let's have a look at the stats from this game. You're going to see at the top of the table, Tyler with a good game, goal and an assist. The other goals by Seth and Richard, and a potpourri of different assists down the lineup. So let's have a look at what these two games do to the season stats now. Jackson Mumm tied at the top of the table with Jackson Anderson. Seth now in a 3-way tie for second. Seth, Tyler, and Arjun all tied for 13 goals apiece. So after going 3-0 in the round robin, the Colts end up finishing in second place and will take on the 7th place team in the first quarterfinal tomorrow morning. That game will actually be against the West Dundee Leafs, which is the team that the Colts beat in their second round robin game earlier in this video, that 1-0 victory. So that will be a rematch where the Leafs goalie really held them in that. So the Colts are really going to have to find some ways to put some pucks past the Leafs if they hope to advance in this tournament. Every game from this point out is an elimination game. Losing or out, keep winning, and you'll go all the way to the gold medal. And we'll be back with the next video, the Day 3 Cactus Cup Tournament video, and we'll see how they did. We'll see you then.